Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're for the first time, welcome back if you've been following. We pulled this off in the 11th hour. That's why this video is so late. I literally just finished reading this. So, we are this week finishing up the Inheritance Cycle. It was a series I read years and years ago. We're talking probably like 10 plus. So I did not even know there was a fifth book. But Murtagh is the fifth book in the Inheritance Cycle. So this book one is Eragon, then you have Eldest, Brisingr in Inheritance, and then Murtagh. So go check out the other ones. But trader, outcast, hunter, hero, the world is no longer safe for the dragon rider Murtagh and his dragon Thorn. Left to face the consequences of the reluctant role they played in the Reign of Terror, they are hated and alone on the outskirts of society, but with whispers of something wicked lurking in the shadows of Alagacia, the two soon begin an epic journey to find and outwit a witch veiled in mystery. In this gripping novel featuring one of the most popular characters from the Inheritance Cycle, Dragon Rider must discover what he stands for in a world that has abandoned him. Murtagh is a perfect book with which to enter the world of Eragon for the first time or to joyfully return. So, yes, guys, it's been so long. So I don't know if he's in all of the other books, but Murtagh is definitely in the other one. There's gonna be spoilers, go skip ahead like 10 seconds, but Murtagh is a half-brother of Eragon. They share a mother. So I really enjoy this book. Took me a little bit to get into because it's one of those, there's just a lot of talking because he's trying to find out information. But other than that, once I got through that, like the talking and the finding information, I really enjoyed it. The only other thing I will say, it did seem a little weird that it wasn't about like all the other characters. Like the other characters are mentioned a lot. Like obviously he talks about Eragon and his dragon. I cannot pronounce her name. Arya and her dragon. But you don't see them. And so I just thought it was a little weird that you would like say this is the fifth book of the Inheritance Cycles. Well, I guess according to like if you Google it or Goodreads, they'll say this is the fifth book. But I guess now that I'm reading that, it's meant to kind of stand alone. So we'll say that about this. This is Murtagh and his story. So you don't have to have read the rest of them to know what's going on. And I do like how he jumps a little bit to the past. Like it gave me some reminders because like I said, it's been years since I've read the other four. So I like forgot a lot of things. But he was good at like, Murtagh has a lot of dreams and conversations with people. So you do, it's like not, how do I explain this? It's not like an overwhelming amount, but you do get just stuff that you're like, oh, yeah. That if you've read it, it brings it to remembrance, so you won't be completely lost. So overall, really good. I like the moral I just like how this shows of a character who, like I said, he was kind of, so again, spoilers, so jump another 30 seconds. He was kind of forced by King Galatorix. They use some weird names I don't know how to pronounce. Anyway, he was forced by the king to do things, so he's kind of hated. But as you see him, like, be like, no, like, I know who I am. Like, you can hate me, but I know who I am. And so I really like that, and I think that's a good quality to have. Because I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what others think of you. Why? Because I was watching, I found a reel on Instagram, and it was like, you're going to be the hero in some people's story, the villain in others. So, you know what, like, you know who you are, and some days you're going to have bad days. So to some people, yeah, you're going to be the villain, and they're going to perceive you in a way that you don't like. But then other people are going to perceive you in a way that you do like. So you can't really base how you feel about yourself on other people, if that makes sense. And I think this is a great story to do that. And it was one of those endings that like wraps up the story but leaves it open so that if he wants to write another one. I don't even know when this came out. This is saying copyright 2023, so these are longer books, so maybe we'll get another one, and it'll be like 3 of them, 4 Murtagh story. But yeah, guys, I actually didn't know that this one was out. I think what happened was I was in, what store was I in? I like will check when I go to like Target and Walmart to see if they have any books, especially this year, because I'm trying to finish series. And I think this one was in Walmart. I was like, that name. And I said author of Eragon, and I was like, I remember that name. I turned back and I hadn't even heard of it. So I looked it up on Goodreads. I'm like, oh, book 5. This is a continuation. So that's how I found out about this one. Or maybe I did know about it before and I forgot. But anyway. Great story. Standalone, but I like how it still is part of the rest. I mean, it really is what they say. This is the perfect book to enter if you just want to start. With this one, or to continue. I suggest starting with Eragon and then, yeah, just reading them in order because, yeah, all this is supposed to be happening after all that. But, took me a while because it's like almost 700 pages. Don't think I've read a book this big in a while. So, took me back. I just have a thing for dragons. And so I have this other series that Ian gave me. About dragon riders. So I like series with dragons. So that one will be on the list. But yeah. I'm trying to think of what else to say. And I really like this. No language, no spice, minimal violence, like there is some, but overall just a good book. And I was happy to have continued this series. I'm glad I found it. This is why you check all the series. You think you've read them all, and then you realize you haven't. So, if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and don't forget to share this with anyone who you think likes dragons, dragon riders. Yeah, I read these before I started my YouTube channel, so I haven't done a video on the rest of them. But really quickly, I enjoy them too, right? I guess I kind of always say the same thing. This one, I just like how it's a different world, and it's like elves and dwarves are the main creatures, and humans, and dragons, and werecats. But like I said, I don't remember all the details, but I remember really liking them. I would probably give each book in this series, I know it's been years, but 5 out of 5, because if I remember it, it's the same way. It's just clean, fun, minimal violence, but good characters. Like, you just love them. Even the villains, you like the way the villain's written, you know what I mean? Like, it's just a good series, good adventure. I would say the pacing's good. Like, they start out maybe a little slow, but then they pick up. So, share this video with anyone who wants to read that series. Sorry, that was a tangent. Yeah, and if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because why not? My subscribers are going up, and thank you. That's to you, spreading the word. And if you haven't already, hit that notification button so you don't miss a video. I do probably like 3 videos a week, 2 children's books because I'm a preschool teacher, and then the books that I'm reading. This year I'm just going through series I haven't read or finished, sorry, and throwing in some new series because I didn't have enough weeks in the year to do all of them, and there's still some blank weeks. So last but not least, please comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, whether it's this one or the Eragon series. Any other recommendations? Like I said, I have one other Dragon Rider series, but I really do kind of like Dragon Riders. So any similar series, or just any series in general that you think I would like. I feel like if you've been watching, you kind of get the things I'm into. Fantasy is kind of my favorite genre. So I really like fantasy, and I'm into books, no language, no spice. As you see, I knock it down if it's in there. But anyway, so please leave any suggestions you have or any other comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.